Hi there, and welcome to my sleepy time. Tonight, we invite you to drift away with us on a gentle journey to a place of peace and wonder. If your mind feels busy, if sleep feels far away, or if you simply crave a moment of calm, this story is for you. Snuggle down, release any tension you might be holding, and let the soothing rhythm of the waves guide you. Elara lived in a village kissed by the sea, a place called Port Blossom. Imagine houses painted in soft, calming colors, the gentle green of sea foam, the pale blue of a clear sky, the warm yellow of sunlight. Vibrant magenta flowers cascaded everywhere, adding cheerful splashes of color to the tranquil scene. She worked in her family's bakery, her hands familiar with the comforting weight of dough. The air was usually warm with the scent of baking bread, a smell that should have felt like home, but lately it felt heavy, almost stifling, a reminder of a life that didn't quite fit. A quiet unease settled in Elara's heart. She moved through her days, performing the familiar tasks, but her spirit yearned for something more, something just beyond the edges of her everyday world. She felt a gentle pull towards the unknown, a soft whisper of possibility. Every evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon in a breathtaking display of soft oranges and gentle pinks, Elara would find her way to the sea's edge. She'd sit on the smooth, cool rocks, worn smooth by countless tides. Here, the world felt different. The rhythmic sound of the waves became a soothing lullaby, washing away the day's worries. The vastness of the ocean mirrored a longing within her soul, a sense of connection to something ancient and deep. She felt a quiet understanding with the sea, as if it held secrets just for her. It was a place where her busy thoughts could slow, where the gentle breeze could carry away the weight of expectation. The sea offered a quiet comfort, a vast open space for her heart to breathe. One night, under a moon like a soft silver coin, a sound drifted to Elara on the gentle air. It was a melody, unlike anything she had ever heard. Ethereal and haunting, it seemed to rise directly from the shimmering surface of the water. Intrigued, her heart stirred with a quiet curiosity. She stood, drawn closer to the water's edge. Tiny lights, like fallen stars, danced beneath the surface, reflecting the moonlight in a magical display. The melody grew stronger, weaving its way into her very being. She followed the sound, her bare feet sinking softly into the cool, damp sand. The melody led her to a secluded cove, hidden away behind a cluster of ancient jagged rocks. And there, bathed in the moon's soft glow, she saw a sight that took her breath away. In the center of the cove lay a creature of myth, a Selkie. In its seal form, its dark fur gleamed softly under the moonlight, but it was the eyes that held Elara captive, large, intelligent, and filled with a deep, quiet sadness that resonated with her own hidden feelings. The Selkie continued its haunting song, a melody that spoke of longing and distance. Elara felt an immediate pang of empathy, a sense of shared loneliness that transcended words. She felt a gentle pull towards the creature, a quiet certainty that she needed to help. Slowly, cautiously she approached, her voice soft and soothing. "Hello," she whispered. "My name is Elara. Are you all right?" She hoped her gentle tone would convey her peaceful intentions, her genuine concern. The Selkie stopped singing. its dark eyes studying her with an intensity that felt both ancient and vulnerable. For a long moment, the only sound was the gentle lapping of the waves against the shore. Then the Selkie spoke, its voice surprisingly human, yet carrying the soft murmur of the sea. "I am lost," it said, the word a soft sigh on the breeze, "and far from home." Elara's heart ached with understanding. She knew that feeling, the quiet ache of being adrift, searching for a place to belong. "Where is your home?" she asked gently, her voice filled with compassion. "The Whispering Isles," the Selkie replied, "a place beyond the horizon, where the stars sing and the sea holds ancient magic." Elara had heard the tales, whispered by sailors, a place of wonder, but also said to be distant and hard to find. "I've heard of the Whispering Isles," Elara said softly. "They are said to be far away and difficult to reach." "I know." The Selkie's voice was tinged with despair. "I was caught in a storm, swept far from my home. I have been wandering the seas for many weeks, searching for a way back." Elara looked at the Selkie, its eyes reflecting the moon and the deep sadness within. A quiet resolve settled over her. She knew, with a certainty that surprised her, that she had to help. "I'll help you," she said, the words a soft promise in the night air. "I'll help you find your way back to the Whispering Isles." The Selkie looked at her, its eyes widening slightly in surprise. "You would do that?" it asked softly. "But why?" Elara paused, searching for the simple truth in her heart. "Because," she said, her voice gentle but firm, "I know what it feels like to be lost, and because I think we can help each other." The Selkie seemed to consider her words, a quiet understanding passing between them. Then it nodded slowly, a gesture of trust. "Thank you," it said softly. "My name is Maris." And so, under the watchful gaze of the moon and the gentle murmur of the waves, the unlikely friendship between Elara, the baker's daughter seeking her place, and Maris, the Selkie far from home, began. The next morning, Elara quietly prepared for her journey. She told her parents she was visiting a distant relative, knowing they wouldn't understand the truth of a Selkie and a quest to magical islands. She packed a small bag, simple food, water, a warm cloak for the cool sea air. She met Maris at the secluded cove as the first soft light of dawn painted the sky. Maris was waiting, her sleek form resting peacefully on the sand. "Are you ready?" Elara asked softly. Maris nodded, a quiet readiness in her posture. "As ready as I'll ever be." Elara had borrowed a small fishing boat, a sturdy but simple vessel, promising its owner a swift return. It wasn't built for long voyages, but it was their only hope. As the sun gently rose, casting a warm glow over the water, they set sail, leaving the familiar shores of Port Blossom behind. The first few days were a gentle introduction to their journey. The sea was calm, the sky a soft, clear blue. The boat rocked with a gentle, rhythmic motion, a natural lullaby. Elara steered, feeling the quiet power of the sea beneath them, while Maris swam alongside, a silent, graceful guide through the sapphire waters. They fell into a comfortable rhythm, the quiet companionship a balm to their souls. Elara learned about Maris's home, the Whispering Isles. Tales of ancient forests, crystal rivers, and the deep connection the Selkie people shared with the ocean. Maris spoke of the magic that flowed through the islands, a gentle, life-giving force. In turn, Elara shared her own story, the quiet life in Port Blossom, the feeling of being different, the persistent longing for something more. She spoke of her unease, her search for a place where she truly belonged. Maris listened patiently, her presence a quiet comfort. Maris offered gentle words of encouragement. She told Elara that feeling lost is a part of the journey, not the destination. She spoke of the importance of searching, of exploring, of trusting the quiet whispers of your heart until you find your true path. Her words were like a soft balm, soothing Elara's anxieties. As they sailed further from shore, the sea began to change. The water deepened, the waves grew a little higher, and the weather became less predictable. They encountered gentle swells that rocked the boat and faced currents that required careful navigation. Elara, new to sailing, found herself relying on instinct, learning to read the subtle signs of the sea. Maris, with her innate knowledge of the ocean, was an invaluable companion. She sensed changes in the water, warned Elara of potential shifts in the currents, and offered quiet reassurance when the journey felt challenging. Their bond deepened with each shared sunrise and starlit night. One day the sea grew restless. Dark clouds gathered on the horizon, and the wind began to pick up. The gentle rocking of the boat turned into a more insistent motion. Elara felt a knot of anxiety tighten in her stomach, but she focused on the task at hand, gripping the tiller firmly. Maris swam closer, her eyes calm and steady. "Breathe, Elara," she called softly over the wind. "The sea is powerful, but we are strong. Trust the boat, trust yourself." Elara took a deep breath, focusing on Maris's calm presence and the rhythmic rise and fall of the waves. They worked together, Elara adjusting the sails, Maris guiding them through the swells. The storm wasn't violent, but it was persistent, testing their resolve. Through it all, the quiet strength of their friendship was a steady anchor. They emerged from the rough patch, tired but with a newfound sense of resilience. Another day brought a different kind of challenge. On the horizon, they spotted a ship, its sails dark and imposing. As it drew closer, they saw the flag. Pirates. A wave of fear washed over Elara. These were not gentle souls. They were known for their ruthlessness. The pirate ship surrounded their small boat, its crew shouting demands. Elara's heart pounded, but a quiet determination settled over her. She would not surrender. Maris, sensing the shift, transformed into her human form, standing tall and resolute beside Elara. "We will not surrender," Elara said, her voice trembling slightly but firm. "We will defend ourselves." The pirates laughed, their voices harsh and jarring against the peaceful sounds of the sea. But Elara and Maris stood their ground, a quiet strength radiating from them. The confrontation was tense, but not prolonged. Elara, armed with a small knife she used for cutting rope, stood ready. Maris, with the quiet power of her Selkie form, was a formidable presence. They didn't engage in a fierce battle, but rather a display of unwavering resolve. Elara held her ground, her gaze steady. Maris moved with a quiet, fluid grace, a silent warning to anyone who dared approach. The pirates, perhaps sensing the unexpected strength and unity of the two women, or perhaps simply finding them not worth the trouble, eventually backed down. With a final, frustrated shout, the pirate ship turned and sailed away. Elara and Maris watched it go, their hearts still beating fast, but filled with a quiet sense of victory. They had faced a threat and stood together, their bond forged stronger in the face of danger. After the encounter, the journey continued. The sea remained vast and sometimes challenging, but Elara and Maris faced each day with growing confidence. They navigated through areas of dense seaweed, avoided rocky outcrops, and learned to read the subtle shifts in the wind and currents. Their conversations deepened, sharing dreams and fears under the vast, star-filled sky. Elara felt her anxieties about her place in the world slowly dissolving, replaced by a quiet sense of purpose found in the journey itself and the companionship she shared. Maris, too, seemed lighter, the sadness in her eyes lessening with each mile closer to home. One day, as a soft mist settled over the water, Elara heard it again, the faint, haunting melody that had first drawn her to Maris. It was softer now, woven into the sounds of the sea and the mist. "That's it," Maris whispered, her voice filled with quiet excitement. "That's the song of the Whispering Isles. We're close." Elara's heart leaped with a quiet joy. After all the days at sea, the challenges faced, the miles traveled, they were finally nearing their destination. As they sailed closer to the source of the melody, the mist began to gently lift, revealing a sight that felt like stepping into a dream. In the distance, rising from the sea like emerald jewels, were the Whispering Isles. They were breathtakingly beautiful, a cluster of islands each more serene than the last. Lush green forests cascaded down gentle slopes to meet pristine white beaches. Crystal clear rivers wound through the trees, their waters sparkling softly. Waterfalls tumbled down cliffs, their sound a gentle symphony, blending with the murmur of the waves and the distant song. The air was filled with the sweet scent of unknown flowers and the soft calls of birds. The sky above was a brilliant, calming blue, dotted with soft, fluffy clouds. As they approached the islands, they saw figures on the shore, Selkie people, waiting. They greeted Maris with open arms, their voices soft and welcoming, showering her with love and relief. Elara, feeling a quiet sense of awe and a touch of shyness, stood back, watching Maris reunite with her family. She felt a gentle sadness knowing their shared journey was ending, but also a deep happiness for her friend. Maris, sensing Elara's quiet presence, turned and took her hand, her eyes filled with gratitude. "Elara," she said softly, "I want you to meet my family and friends. They are eager to meet the human who helped me find my way home." Elara smiled, a warmth spreading through her heart, and allowed Maris to lead her forward. She was greeted with such genuine warmth and kindness that her shyness quickly faded. The Selkie people welcomed her as if she were one of their own, their acceptance a gentle balm to her soul. The Selkie people shared the wonders of the Whispering Isles with Elara. They walked with her through the ancient forests, where the trees seemed to whisper secrets on the breeze, a soothing murmur that calmed the mind. They showed her the crystal rivers, their waters so clear they seemed to hold pure light. They took her to the highest peak, where the view was a panorama of serene beauty. The islands spread out below, the vast, calm sea stretching to the horizon. Elara was captivated by the gentle magic that permeated the islands, a feeling of deep peace and harmony. She felt a quiet sense of belonging settling over her, a feeling she had longed for in Port Blossom. Here, surrounded by the gentle beauty and the kind hearts of the Selkie people, Elara felt her busy thoughts quieten. The anxieties that had plagued her seemed distant, replaced by a sense of wonder and tranquility. This place, so different from her home, felt strangely like the place her heart had been searching for. As Elara spent more time on the Whispering Isles, she learned about the Selkie way of life. It was a life deeply connected to the sea, lived in harmony with nature. They were the quiet guardians of the ocean, protecting its delicate balance and preserving its ancient magic. They held a deep respect for all living creatures, their existence intertwined with the rhythm of the tides. Elara also learned of the challenges they faced. The sea, their lifeblood, was becoming troubled. Pollution from distant lands drifted to their shores. The fish were fewer, and the gentle magic of the islands seemed to be slowly fading. The Selkie people were struggling to protect their home, and they needed help. A sense of quiet responsibility stirred within Elara. She felt a deep connection to this place and its people. She decided to stay, to offer her help in any way she could. She used her skills from the bakery, adapting them to create nourishing foods from the bounty of the sea and land. She helped the Selkie people clean the beaches, removing the debris that washed ashore. She shared what she knew about conservation, about living gently on the earth. Her efforts, though simple, made a difference. The Selkie people were deeply grateful, their warmth and acceptance making her feel truly a part of their community. Working alongside the Selkie people, Elara began to discover hidden strengths within herself. She found she had a natural affinity for the sea, a quiet ability to understand its moods and even communicate with some of its creatures. She discovered a gentle gift for healing, her touch bringing comfort and soothing pain. Elara realized that her journey had led her not just to a place, but to a purpose. She was no longer the uncertain girl from Port Blossom. She was a woman who had found her strength, her confidence, and a deep dedication to protecting the sea and helping the gentle people who called it home. One quiet afternoon, walking along the beach, Elara found a small sea turtle tangled in a discarded fishing net. Its flipper was injured, and it lay still, its eyes filled with fear. Elara's heart ached. She carefully freed the turtle, her movements slow and gentle. She carried the injured creature back to the Selkie village, her steps soft and deliberate. She asked for their help, knowing their deep connection to the sea and their ancient healing knowledge. The Selkie people gathered, their faces filled with quiet concern. They worked together, a gentle circle of care around the small turtle. They used special herbs gathered from the island, their scents calming and earthy. They sang soft, ancient songs, their voices a soothing balm. They massaged the turtle's flipper with gentle hands, coaxing life back into it. After several days of quiet care, the turtle's flipper began to heal. It was still weak, but the pain was gone, replaced by a quiet strength. Elara and the Selkie people carried the turtle back to the beach, their movements slow and respectful. With gentle hands, they released it back into the sea. The turtle hesitated for a moment, then swam away, its flipper moving strongly, confidently, disappearing into the gentle waves. Elara watched it go, a profound sense of joy and fulfillment filling her heart. She had helped to save a life, a small but significant act that resonated deeply within her. Years passed, flowing like the gentle tides around the Whispering Isles. Elara lived a life of quiet purpose, working alongside the Selkie people, her connection to the sea deepening with each passing season. She learned their language, their ancient ways, becoming a respected and beloved member of the community. She found love with a Selkie man named Kai, whose quiet strength and deep love for the sea mirrored her own. They built a simple home by the shore, their lives intertwined with the rhythms of the islands, filled with quiet moments of love, laughter, and shared purpose. One day, a message arrived from Port Blossom. Her family had heard whispers of her life on the distant islands and longed to see her. A gentle wave of homesickness washed over Elara. She decided to return for a visit, to share her journey and the life she had found. She packed her simple belongings, said a tender goodbye to Kai and the Selkie people, promising to return soon. As she set sail, her heart was full, a mix of anticipation for seeing her family and a quiet longing for the home she had made on the islands. When she arrived in Port Blossom, she was greeted with overwhelming joy. Her family and friends were amazed by the woman she had become, her quiet confidence, her inner strength, the peaceful light in her eyes. She shared her stories, speaking of the Whispering Isles, the gentle Selkie people, and the vital importance of caring for the sea. Her stories, told with quiet passion, resonated with the people of Port Blossom. They were inspired to look at their own connection to the ocean, to take small steps to protect their shores and waters. Elara saw that her journey had not only transformed her, but had also touched the lives of those she loved back home. As her visit drew to a close, Elara felt a deep sense of peace. She had come full circle, returning to her roots, sharing the wisdom and love she had found. She said goodbye, her heart filled with gratitude for her family and the life she had left behind, and for the extraordinary life she had found. She set sail once more for the Whispering Isles, her heart light, knowing she was returning to her true home, to Kai and the Selkie people, to the purpose that gave her life meaning. Elara lived a long and fulfilling life on the Whispering Isles, a guardian of the sea, a beacon of quiet strength and compassion. Her story became a gentle legend, whispered on the wind and sung by the waves, a reminder that finding your place often means daring to explore, to listen to the quiet call of your heart, and to embrace the unexpected journeys that lead you home. And now, as the gentle waves continue their soothing rhythm and the stars softly twinkle above, remember Elara's journey. Remember that within you too lies a quiet strength, a capacity for connection, and a path waiting to be discovered. Let the peace of the Whispering Isles settle over you. Breathe deeply, softly. Release any lingering tension. Feel the comfort of your bed, the quiet of the night. Good night, sweet dreams. May your sleep be peaceful and restorative. Thank you for joining me on my sleepy time tonight. I truly hope this gentle journey to the Whispering Isles has brought you a sense of calm and helped you relax. If you found peace in this story, please consider giving this video a gentle like. Sharing your thoughts in the comments below is always welcome. Perhaps tell me what part of the story felt most soothing to you. And if you'd like more stories designed to help you relax and drift off, please subscribe to the channel. Your support helps this quiet space grow. Sweet dreams, and I look forward to sharing another peaceful moment with you next time.